They tell you your phone is smart, but if it's so smart, why does it slow down the moment you finish paying it off? In 2025, phones aren't just tools anymore. They're traps wrapped in aluminum and glass. Every year, there's another Pro, Ultra, or AI edition that's supposed to change your life. And yet somehow your battery still dies at 3 p.m. Your storage is full, and that magical new camera looks exactly like last year's. Because here's the truth. The phone industry isn't about innovation anymore. It's about manipulation. It's a treadmill disguised as progress. You run faster, spend more, and end up right where you started. So today on NextGen Picks, we're ranking the biggest phone brands in 2025, from the ones wasting your money to the ones that might actually deserve a place in your pocket. And trust me, some of these names will sting. Number 10, Motorola, the legend that forgot the lyrics. There was a time when saying hello Moto made people smile. Back in the early 2000s, the Razr wasn't just a phone, it was a status symbol. Sleek, thin, metallic. You could snap it shut like a movie hero ending a call with attitude, but fast forward to 2025 and Motorola is like that old rock band still touring with one original member. All nostalgia, no new hits. They've been playing the same tune for years, just with cheaper instruments. Their budget-friendly phones sound good on paper. Big screens, decent cameras, 5G logos everywhere. But in reality, it's a parade of compromises. Plastic builds, weak software support, and update cycles that age faster than milk. One owner summed it up perfectly. Month 1, smooth as butter. Month 6, lag city. Month 12, I'm Googling how to reset my Motorola. Motorola's main problem. They're trying to compete with budget kings like TCL and Xiaomi without the vision or polish. It's not that their phones are terrible. They're just forgettable. And in 2025, being forgettable is worse than being bad. Number 9, Xiaomi, the king of illusions. If Motorola is the has-been, Xiaomi is the magician. Every year they pull off new tricks. 120 Hz AMOLED, 200 megapixel camera, hypercharged battery. It all sounds like a tech miracle until you look closer. Because while Xiaomi makes flashy phones, they often cut corners in the shadows. Bloatware that can't be deleted, ads built right into the settings menu, cameras that look great in marketing shots but struggle the moment lighting isn't perfect, and the pricing game. Genius and dangerous. They lure you in with an insane value at launch, then flood the market with 10 nearly identical models a few months later. Read me this, Poco that. It's confusion by design. The company's motto might as well be, we'll sell you anything that looks expensive as long as it's not. To be fair, Xiaomi does push boundaries. Their flagships like the 14 Ultra are genuinely impressive, but they're the exception, not the rule. Most of their lineup feels like a buffet of options where everything looks delicious, but half of it gives you heartburn. And for long-term users, software updates are a gamble. You might get a year or two of support, or you might get ghosted faster than an Android beta tester who asks too many questions. So while Xiaomi might wow you at checkout, it's the kind of phone that ages like milk in summer heat. Fast, sour, and disappointing. Number 8, OnePlus, the rebel who sold out. There was a time when buying a OnePlus meant you were in on the secret. They called it the flagship killer. Premium performance at half the price. It was the phone for people who knew tech and didn't fall for marketing fluff. Fast forward to 2025 and OnePlus feels like a midlife crisis in smartphone form. They used to crash the party. Now they're just another guy in a tux trying to impress Samsung. The software, once clean and fast, is now bloated and cluttered. Color OS in disguise. Their updates a mixed bag. Sometimes you get them early, sometimes you get them when the next iPhone's already out. And that flagship killer spirit long gone. Their newest models, like the OnePlus 12, start at nearly the same price as the phones they were once supposed to undercut. So instead of killing flagships, they've just joined their expensive family dinners. OnePlus today is like a garage band that signed with a major label, polished, popular, but missing that raw energy that made them special. They still make solid phones, don't get me wrong, but the soul, it's in a group chat somewhere with the OnePlus 3T and the fans who still miss it. Number 7. Google, the genius who can't stay focused. Google is like that brilliant kid in class who aces every project except the one they actually turn in. The Pixel line is the perfect metaphor for Google itself. Brilliant ideas, clumsy execution. Their AI-driven photography is phenomenal. Night shots, portrait modes, real-time translation, all top tier. But then your screen randomly flickers, your Bluetooth forgets your car exists, and your phone restarts in the middle of a text. Google's problem isn't innovation, it's follow-through. They introduce groundbreaking features, but rarely stick around to fix the bugs. It's like buying a beautiful house that still smells like fresh paint. Exciting, but unfinished. The Pixel 8 Pro, for example, feels like a love letter to what smartphones could be. But the durability, the battery life, the support consistency, not so much. Still, Google earns its spot higher on the list because when their phones work, they work beautifully. They're built for people who want brains over brawn and who don't mind living with a few quirks to get there. If you treat your phone like a gadget, Pixels can drive you crazy. If you treat it like a digital companion, they might just feel alive. But only as long as Google doesn't lose interest and move on to the next shiny project, which, let's face it, they always do. Number 6, Samsung, the showman who forgot the script. Samsung is the circus of the smartphone world. Lights, music, acrobatics, and enough features to make your head spin. Foldable screens, stylus pens, eye wallpapers that change with your mood. If marketing could win awards for volume alone, Samsung would have a trophy case bigger than their Galaxy store. But here's the problem. They've become too comfortable. Their innovation engine that once ran on pure adrenaline now runs on recycled slogans. Every year, it's the same performance. Brighter, smarter, faster. But under the spotlight, it's often just last year's tricks with a new coat of paint. Don't get me wrong, Samsung still builds some of the best hardware in the game. Their displays are stunning, their camera's excellent, and their ecosystem is expanding fast. But the software, oh boy, One UI is clean until you start seeing duplicate apps, random notifications, and the occasional pop-up asking if you'd like to opt into ads. And then there's planned obsolescence, the unspoken part of Samsung's business model. Old flagships slow down mysteriously right after their second birthday, and updates taper off just as you're considering an upgrade. Coincidence? Maybe. Convenient? Definitely. Samsung today feels like a blockbuster franchise that's still profitable, but creatively out of breath. They'll sell millions. They'll look great on shelves, but the spark that once made them dangerous, it's flickering just like the always-on display they'll never let you turn off. Phones used to be about connection. You called, you texted, you took a few photos, and that was it. Now every brand wants to own you, your data, your habits, even your fingerprints. And the word premium, it's been twisted into a marketing weapon. These next brands are proof that price doesn't always mean power. And sometimes the real luxury is a phone that just works when you need it to. Number 5, Apple. The luxury that's losing its shine. Apple used to be untouchable. When the first iPhone dropped, it wasn't just a gadget. It was a revolution. It redefined what a phone could be. And for years, no one came close. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Apple stopped innovating a long time ago. Now they just perfect the art of selling the same thing in a slightly shinier box. Every keynote feels like déjà vu. It's faster. It's smarter. It's even more pro. But when you compare an iPhone 17 to the one from 3 years ago, you realize you're mostly paying for new adjectives. And let's talk about repairability. Apple doesn't want you fixing your phone. They want you renting your lifestyle. Everything is glued, locked, and serialized. You can't even swap a battery without the phone tattling on you. Their ecosystem, while smooth and elegant, has become a velvet prison. Every feature locks you deeper inside. iMessage, AirDrop, iCloud. Once you're in, leaving feels like moving to another planet. Even the green claims are mostly smoke and mirrors. Recycled aluminum, sure, but forced yearly upgrades and $1,500 price tags say otherwise. Don't get me wrong, Apple still makes incredible phones. Their chips are lightning fast, cameras solid, and user experience unmatched. But at this point, you're not buying innovation. You're buying identity, and identity doesn't come cheap. Number 4, Sony, the quiet genius nobody notices. While Apple's shouting about pixels and Samsung's folding screens like origami on steroids, Sony's just doing the work. No hype, no drama, no endless lineup of light or ultra editions. Just focus, precision, craft. Sony's Xperia line in 2025 is like a fine Japanese knife. Elegant, minimal, and deadly effective in the right hands. Their displays are among the best in the business. The cameras, same sensors used in phones that outsell them 10 to 1, except here you actually get full manual control. Sony doesn't chase trends, it engineers them. While everyone else hides behind AI, photo enhancements, Sony gives you tools that respect your skill. It's a photographer's phone, a filmmaker's phone, a thinker's phone. But that's also the problem. They're too niche, too professional, too Sony. The software can feel cold, the design too industrial, and customer support almost non-existent in the US. Still, among the noise of endless foldables and AI buzzwords, Sony's restraint feels refreshing. It's the brand that doesn't scream, "Look at me." It whispers, "You'll thank me later." Sony earns its high rank because it's proof that excellence doesn't need a marketing circus, just craftsmanship and a bit of quiet confidence. Number 3, nothing. The disruptor with something to say. Now this one might surprise you. A brand literally called Nothing has managed to make something remarkable. Carl Pei, the man who once co-founded OnePlus, returned to his rebel roots with the Nothing phone. And in 2025, it's one of the most original devices on the market. Transparent back, clean software, no bloatware, no gimmicks, just tech that feels alive. While others fight to look expensive, Nothing fights to look honest. It's bold, it's different, and it's actually fun to use. The glyph interface, those glowing lights on the back, might look like a party trick, but it's a subtle revolution. It gives notifications a physical presence again, something tactile, human, almost nostalgic. The best part, they actually listen to their community. Software updates roll out fast. Design choices come from feedback. And you don't feel like you're being milked for accessories every year. Of course, they're not perfect. Durability can be questionable and their ecosystem is still growing. But nothing has what the big brands lost. Character. It's the first phone in years that makes people ask questions, not just check specs. Nothing stands for the one thing missing in modern tech, transparency, and that alone earns it a top 3 spot. Number 2, ASUS, the underdog with power to burn. ASUS has always been a brand that flies under the radar. When most people think ASUS, they think laptops or gaming rigs, not phones. But that's exactly why they're dangerous. Their ROG and Zen phone lines have turned into the secret weapons of tech-savvy buyers. No endless marketing, no flashy influencers, just performance that speaks for itself. The RAG Phone 8 is a beast. Snapdragon power, real cooling systems, customizable performance modes. It's like driving a sports car that never overheats. And for the rest of us, the Zenfone 10 is a rare gem in today's oversized world. Compact, practical, built like a tank, and refreshingly user-focused. While everyone else is chasing paper-thin designs and AI gimmicks, ASUS quietly keeps things repairable, customizable, and brutally efficient. Their software isn't bloated, updates are consistent, and they don't shove ads or preloaded junk down your throat. ASUS phones are the kind you buy once and keep, not the kind you replace when the next one drops. They're for people who don't care about status, only results. The brand still struggles with distribution and marketing in the US. But make no mistake, in performance per dollar, ASUS punches way above its weight. They don't need to scream, they just perform. Number 1, Fairphone, the brand that actually cares. And now, the top spot. Not the flashiest, not the fastest, but the most honest. Fairphone isn't here to impress you with specs. It's here to challenge the system itself. In an industry built on planned obsolescence, this company decided to do something radical. Build a phone that's meant to last. The Fairphone 5 is the most human piece of technology you can buy in 2025. Every part from the battery to the camera can be replaced with a screwdriver. No glue, no proprietary locks, no guilt trip from Genius bars. It's made from ethically sourced materials, fair labor, and sustainable components. But here's the real surprise. It's actually good. The performance is solid, the battery life reliable, and the software support runs for years. In a world where every company races to sell you the next thing, Fairphone's entire philosophy is to help you keep what you already have. That's not just smart, that's revolutionary. Sure, it's not perfect. It won't win benchmark wars or dominate YouTube unboxing thumbnails, but it wins where it matters. Trust, transparency, and responsibility. And maybe that's the real definition of smart. Not the AI filters, not the fancy glass. Just a company that treats you and the planet like they actually matter. Final thoughts. Phones today are like mirrors. They reflect what kind of buyer you are. If you chase hype, the industry will gladly sell you more of it. But if you chase value, longevity, and honesty, there are still brands worth believing in. Because being frugal doesn't mean being cheap. It means buying smart, buying once, and buying right. So the next time someone brags about their latest upgrade, remember, you don't need a pro model to be a pro at life. Hit subscribe, stay sharp, and join NextGen Picks, where we expose what others just advertise. Because here your money deserves respect, and so do